There's an.
That's what it's called, right?
I'm looking at that damn thing 20 times. Jan, I apologize.
No, that's all right.
Maybe.
You're not the only one that's ever done that, so whatever, right?
Yeah. Hopefully by
By the end of the year.
second year, I'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it was really slippery this morning, about 11, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
This afternoon was brutal.
I mean, it was just, the side streets were like, you wouldn't do 20 miles an hour because you ain't stopping.
No.
All right, go ahead and,
You're good. Good.
Yeah.
We had everybody who said they were gonna be here.
Kathy's out.
Yeah, so is Jeannie. Yes, not feeling well.
No, just us.
He's got it going.
all right, it's our monthly economic development authority meeting. It's Tuesday, February 24th at 5:30. With that, we'll do a roll call
Mayor Ryland,
here.
Councilman Spring.
Here.
Kathy Gable is absent. Mr. Jan Thronson. Here. Carl Rogers.
Here.
And Jamie is absent as well. Mr. Jason Baker. Here. And Kurt Meister.
All right, thank you, Kurt. Our agenda, I make a motion, we approve the agenda. Any other comments? Seeing none, favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
You have a copy of our January 7th meeting minutes.
Yeah, and I attached the 2025 work plan as requested on there. That's why it's so long.
Should be 2026.
Right there. Well, yeah, but this is 2025 work plan to see what we're doing.
24.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll make a motion, we approve the meeting minutes from January 21st, 27th.
So. Jan.
That. Some of the things we'll be talking about tonight.
You need to vote on the minutes.
Sorry?
You need to vote on the minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I was just looking for discussion comments.
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, sure. I apologize for missing last time. Just in brief, looking over the number, letter F, the grant application, just curious, Kurt, anything more on that? That looks like an interesting opportunity that was denied.
No, that was, yeah, unfortunately, it's denied. If, it's kind of like a beauty pageant. If the person who's elected can't fulfill, then they'll look at other communities. So if whoever won the grant can't fulfill the rights, they'll look at us. But that was brought to me by Jason. Yeah, looking to conserve energy, and had a quote from Kraus Anderson, I believe, for about $15,000 to do some work in the city, or to do the study, not to actually do the work, to do the study. Yeah. No, that was shot down, unfortunately.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Remember saying aye?
Aye.
Aye. We have no public hearings. Old business?
Well, this is not quite as exciting because they just, so the final brand was taken to city council for February 17th. It was not put on the agenda, and they just approved it in a special meeting 5 minutes ago.
What work has been done since it's been approved?
What's that? So the final brand, as you can see, for the city of Orinoco is in front of you. Tulip Tree will now start the color process and a new tagline. Something we need, because our old one was rooted in, what was it? Growing towards tomorrow. rooted in community, growing toward tomorrow. Honestly, I think if we just took rooted in community out, growing toward tomorrow, that would fit better.
What about a bridge for tomorrow? Bridging tomorrow.
Go to the steering committee for that group.
We could give it as a possibility, bridging forward to.
Or for the future, tomorrow or for the future or whatever. You got a bridge there, so.
Or just like you said, the simple two-word bridging tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah.
You need anything in between or not?
Bridging tomorrow, that's.
Again, but you got a bridge, so you just got. Bridge.
I like it.
Tomorrow.
So we'd come back with some options for us to review then, or is that?
Yeah.
More from her?
Yeah, cause I told her that they would be finalizing today and then we'll hit the next stage now.
Okay. Did you mention anything about a timeline? Would you like to wrap this up or?
No, but I'm assuming it'll be pretty,
address it
yeah,
again?
fast now. I think the hard part's over.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that. I don't know.
That's what she told me is this is the part that goes quicker.
Okay.
So
Tomorrow.
So the color options would come back to the steering committee as a whole, did input back, or is that? Or does that just come back to the EDA to make that decision?
I'm guessing the steering committee will help
Colors.
finalize here with.
But the EDA would make the final decision of what the steering is.
Or just
Yeah.
input,
So, yeah.
let's make sure that's
Yeah, I'll have to see what
noted in the minutes and.
she's doing for the next, the next stage of it.
All right. Forward to her ongoing update then.
Yeah.
Good. Next item is development.
Yeah, we're heading towards, so EDA can be a major player within the city of Orinoco if they decide to be a part of seeing who can take over such an example as residential lots. And we'll use this, the one I used was it River Park Drainage? We
Drainfield.
talked drain field, and we talked about the last meeting, and so I kind of went through that development list that I had earlier, and I took out such things as like the TIF and tax abatement that was on there, which is not a problem at all, because that stuff is pretty intense. So what I said, my statement down here, I said the city has a unique situation of growth and development. You know why? Because it's close to Rochester, and a population in 2010 is recorded at 1,300 residents and increases a total of 1,800 residents in 2020, and that's from census.gov. Olmsted County is projected the city to increase its population to 2,575 residents in 2045. So it's about a 78% growth rate, which is by far the highest in Olmsted County. You can find that on the Olmsted County website. The EDA, we could be a part of determining how this growth happens. And one of the good ways to start, honestly, is with this lot, with this parcel of land. I've attached a map to your packet, and you can see the actual parcel. And then this was the parcel that was divided up amongst, I think it was Majestic Homes, how they kind of divided up, and to show how they would develop that lot as a possibility with a retention pond on it and so on. So we could be a part of taking this information, kind of okaying it, and then sending it on to the city council. And it would, give the city council an additional okay, and this is the way it should go, this is what we should do or not. What the EDA has to determine, and I contacted a colleague of mine who does this in Cannon Falls. Cannon Falls has bought land, the city purchased land and developed the land into residential lots. The EDA owns every one of those lots and sells every one of those lots themselves. So if you're interested in buying a lot, you come to the EDA, they make the decision, and that point on. If that's something you're interested in as an EDA, that's one way you could do it. Another way we could do it is the EDA could sell this chunk of land, and then whoever buys the land divides it up, subdivides it, whatever, into individual lots. We'd want them to follow kind of the same similarity, in the neighborhoods. if the lots are or the parcels of land are on the outer edges of the city, it's gonna be a little different because it's not interior in the city like the other lots that are here. So what we're kind of looking at with growth is if, we as an EDA want to be a player in that, would be fantastic and help with the growth. And the same can be done with extension of industry that comes in, if it's going in an industrial area, we can be a player with that as well. So I kind of I took out, like I said, some of my bullet points and what this affidavit or this document shows is just kind of how we would deal with those lots. So I guess what I'm looking at, would you as an EDA be interested in literally looking at each individual lot? I mean, like, would we have that platted? And then we would sell each lot, or would we just sell the whole thing? Or help the city sell the whole thing?
I would prefer to, do it individually.
Okay.
I see the benefit in selling it as one big lump and just being done with it, but I don't think that we will get the return that we should get by selling it that way. So
Okay, yep.
I would say we have few opportunities like this, and to maximize the return on this property, I think is important in the city.
So would it be okay with having the city pay to have have it drawn out, have it platted and then individual lots?
Yeah, so we would have to look at the extent, like the cost to have all that done. I mean, that's something that's been kind of vague, that we've gotten a little information that there would be a cost, but we don't know exactly how much that would be. And, there's a handful of unique things with this particular lot. That could add to the cost, I think.
So the question, I guess, as you see, to play it out, you have more control of how you want to develop by EDA doing and doing it out. It appears to me that each one, if I look at the sewer hookup, each one of those houses would be pretty much up to the street. If I look at the way it's played out, the driveways would come off the roadways. So as far as the sewer and water, pretty much each of those lots, whoever buys a lot would kind of takes the cost of running the sewer and the water out to the street. The city would have a little bit going from maybe the street back to the property line, but the owner, wherever they position their house, would take a lot of the cost of the utility, let's put it this way, utilities.
Whack and sack fees.
The utilities to do that. And so it's a thing, if you're gonna, to me, again, as I said last time, EDA to do something, if you took this piece of property and tried to divide it up and do that and sell it, it shows that we're kind of a viable committee to do something, willing to move something forward. It kind of protects the other people in the neighborhood, whatever, that it's individual houses, so they kind of rest assured that it's gonna kind of go that way and what's gonna go on. It takes a lot of the hype out versus a developer coming and saying, I'm gonna buy the whole thing and now I'm going to do what I want with it. And this way you've got 8 lots, you've got 8 lots there, you've got 8 more people hooking up, and you got 8 more people coming in to pay taxes. And I think you get more taxes on 8 versus if you just sold the lot. One person builds in the middle of it and says, this is what it is. So I think it behooves the city to recoup and get as much out of it as they can. That's my thought.
And I would be okay with a scenario where a builder or developer wants to come in and partner with the city as well and say, we're going to buy this whole section. We're going to be doing the developing, and then we're gonna take that cost and that would be to have the ability to be the sole builder for those 8 lots as well. So So we would still kind of maintain control over the lots as far as receiving the money. But they would then get rights to build those. Or if they had better ideas on how to develop it, I think that that would be reasonable to have them come with a plan as well. So I'm not opposed to a partnership either, if somebody is willing to come in and say, well, I can put up 8 houses in one summer, all my equipment's on site, we're gonna tear things up one time. We've gotta, remediate the drain field one time, and I can get all my subcontractors in a row to knock this out. Somebody could make, 8 houses in a summer. That's just get it done with. And that
Okay.
could be a hybrid approach of doing that.
I like the idea of a developer coming in for all the 8 lots. Just from the standpoint of consistency as opposed to 8 different contractors coming in and buying a lot from the city. I think that would be a lot of trouble.
And this is
hassle
just
for us.
this is just an example. It's not, yeah, so everybody knows it's not official.
So
but
I would, we could do a couple, if we decide to do an RFQ, if you will, to purchase this. The city could put in there the specifications for the depth and the width of the lots. So it fits the neighborhood. This was drawn in 150 by 240, I guess, so those are pretty good sized lots. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It does match across the street and everything, but I think that would be. I just see, to me, it looked like this is like a river bend development where here's the development. In that case, it was Paul Meyer that came in and built 8 different kinds of homes, but it was his development.
Yeah.
It's just that he's buying the land now. I agree that at the same time, each of these homes, the whack and sack fees, by the time this is built, could be close to. Right now, it's about $17,000 to hook up. That's not counting the cost. That's just the whack and sack fees without the cost to this going into the street and connecting to sewer and water. So this River Park Road is gonna be pretty well cut up too, by the time it's all done with, so.
That's where I think the benefit of having it done once,
Yes.
having somebody come in and do it once. I mean, if we were to take these lots and sell these lots individually, would you be expecting that developers would come in and be like, I'd like to buy lot 1 or lot 8? Or would you think that individuals are coming here, or retail, real estate agents representing individuals coming here and saying, we want to buy lot 4, but we want the builder out of Mankato to come
Sure.
and do this, or a private guy in Pine Island to do
I think it
it.
depends on who it is.
Okay, but like, it wouldn't be specifically, if we were to buy this and develop this, plat this, we could sell it to developer or individuals, correct? So,
Well, Rylan, you were talking about, the road all tore up. Is it a possibility on those 6 lots that go across the front there, that they could tear the whole road up, and then if the lots are there, what my point is, you put the sewer in at one time and the water lines in one time, and it comes to their lot, so if they dig something up to hook up, you're not tearing the road up again. In other words, when you come in there, you go down that whole road and you bring your pipe into the property line, a little past the property line, you put it in, the road tore up one time. And that's done, and so that being tore up and dug back down is gonna be on the property, not bothering the street. And you might be able to get a little bit more if the utilities were into that point. I just my thought, I mean, otherwise, like you said, one guy digs it up and the next guy comes back.
So I guess on that particular road, I'm pretty sure that the manholes are right down the middle of the,
Right, they're all in the
right down the middle, but I don't know why. Because we like loops and redundancy, I don't know why we wouldn't hook up necessarily between lot and 2 and run an easement down through 7 in the grass and not touch the road. And you only are tearing up
Yeah.
your
What's the other side? Is it down the same, is the other side where the houses are, is there?
the lots 2 through 6 would have, they would have their hookup going through their backyard.
Okay, so you're going back.
So the
Oh, so run between lot 1 and 2,
One, all, yeah.
1 and 3, 4, okay.
yeah,
And like I said, that's all stuff that information that we as a EDA can aid the city with.
but yeah, there might not be, because it's gravity fed and that's the way it's gonna naturally drain. Anyway,
Yeah.
so going to the road might actually be harder than coming and getting a drainage easement and a utility easement down the back line and have it running through the back. And then you're not tearing up any road, you're
But
just,
if you do that, then when you sell that lot in the easement, that easement is always going to be 30 feet or whatever it is wide, so the people that buy the property are giving up. Can't ever do anything with that property because you have that easement that comes down, and someone says, who's gonna mow that, who's gonna take care of that easement?
well, it's, according to the city, it's the property owner.
Well, I understand, I'm well aware.
Well, I have easements on 4 sides of my house
Okay.
that I take care of. It's not a big deal, but yeah, it would add an easement.
You know, the one thing about these size of these lots, you know, what's being proposed here, they run 2, 6, they're 40, almost 41,000 square feet versus 150 lots on 36,000 square feet. So they're
They're 1
They're
acre,
huge
they're
lots.
1 acre lots.
Sorry?
They're 1 acre lots.
43,000 is 1 acre, so less than 1 acre.
And for this parcel of land, that would fit because the houses around it. I mean, if you wanted to make them small, a little smaller lots, get more houses in there. It's a possibility as well.
I think sitting at
that's one-
the 1 acre lot, if we're getting 8 houses at 1 acre and 9 houses at 3/4 of an acre, I don't know how much.
What are the dimensions, Ryland? 150 by, how deep are they? 2?
3, 4, and 5.
And 290.
150 by 240,
240 give or take?
and 2 and 6 are 170 by 240. That's what the drawing is now. That's
So 36,000, so 43,000 is an acre, so that's a big lot, like those are, so where are we at with respect to gathering the information of the past, this being potentially just a rough sketch as of now, is that kind of
Yeah,
where?
I just got this from Majestic Homes, looked at this and they drew this out. It's just an example.
No, that's great. So I'm just curious, because I remember my first meeting and Adam was still a part of the EDA as well, Adam Beedling, and did Majestic come to the EDA through Adam or was Majestic? I'm just curious.
I don't know how Majestic.
We had a separate meeting. Were you there, Jason?
Yeah.
Todd
You,
Todd
me,
Whiting.
Yeah.
Todd Whiting.
Todd?
Yeah,
Todd.
He's,
Todd.
okay,
Yep, that's who it was.
he lives up
on the
on
other
that
side.
cul-de-sac, right?
It was with,
Side of 52.
Yeah.
the city engineer was there too, just
Yeah.
answering questions.
Cool. I think there's a big range of options, you know, and it'd be great to look at the costs involved from just turning it over to Majestic and having them develop and put them up for sale to controlling it ourselves and to see 17,000 per lot to hook up is the estimate potentially.
Exact.
Yeah.
Now, by the time they get built, there's 3%, 5% increase since 2022, so
Mhm.
could be between 17 and 20,000, depending on what's gonna be built, but.
So ballpark 130 to 150,000 just for whack and sack for the whole 8 of them.
If we have 8 now, if we have 10,
Yeah,
the city brings in more, that's why, you know. I'm not against big lots, I'm just saying, hey, River Bend has. Half of their lots or a third of their lots are only 100-foot width. And 120-foot deep. Usable space, because they drop off on the slope. And they're all $600,000-700,000 homes, but you know, we could put in 2 or 3 more lots, I'm not saying that number is, but there's we could do more than 8 lots too, if we wanna kind of help with our density and pick up more, more funds, you know, with the exchanges, but yet be nice lots to complement across the street.
And I think we just need to look at what is across the street. I think we need to measure those lot frontages and make sure that if those are 150, then I think we stay with 150. If those are 120 and we can squeeze an extra lot in there, then maybe we talk about that.
I think go ahead.
I was saying, I don't think it would, to, we get a little close to that point too, bring in, because they're on the HOA over there, right?
No,
No, they're not,
No.
no, so they don't have that, never mind, I would say, maybe, but still, maybe bring in some of the neighborhood folks, the people that are right across the way, and talk with them and have them come sit in on kind of a meeting to get their opinion and their ideas, and thoughts, and
yeah,
I'm sure they'll have them.
yeah. There are strong opinions both ways of developing this and not developing it. So, there will be opinions.
I
I
think
think-
development's gonna be key, I mean, it's gonna be the most beneficial for the city.
So I already did with Cedar Woodlands.
Yeah.
He got invited him and he shared what he wanted to do to complement the streets, the houses across the street, so. I don't think anybody's, we don't wanna put 10,000 square foot lots across the houses.
No,
Yeah.
No,
No,
I
I
don't
think to
think-
be as conforming to the neighborhood as possible would be ideal. And for a little bit of context, yeah, Majestic homes are fantastic. I actually just before this meeting came from an open house for Majestic Homes, and they have 7 lots left over in their development on the south side of 65th Street, and they're going for 120,000 a lot at just under 0.2 an acre.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy
right, but
what they're going for now. So then to look at that from, again, the lens of, do we want to do this ourselves, or do they handle the whole thing, and what's the value of that chunk of land to sell off to Majestic or whomever,
Right.
to then be likely the exclusive builder for the mall, as opposed to having it open and then having it up in the air for each one, although within guidelines for sure.
I have a plan, that I used when we even found our home or bought our lot, but it shows all the different widths and the acreage all around the streets here, so we could. I
Yeah,
can send that to you, can share it to the company.
Has it gotten to the point of knowing whether or not any of these would be walkout lots? That makes a pretty big impact on the,
I don't know.
yeah, I doubt, I was just curious. I don't know if any would be
The
walkout.
drain field, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I don't think it slopes properly to
make that.
do that. I mean, they would have to be pulling dirt out of the backyard quite a bit.
Do we have to call it the drain field? The name that we could use? That's creeping me out.
I mean, another option would be to go the other way. I doubt it would go over very well with the neighborhood, but to turn them into, they call them detached villas, that sit on like
slabs.
slabs and less than a quarter acre lots. You can fit 20 or 30 of them in there, but I doubt that would go over very well.
No,
I'm not sure that
don't think so.
every house in the area, there's a lot of walkouts in the area, but there's a handful of them that I'm looking at that I think are just basements. They don't have the walkout.
So I guess from a starting point, let's either we can do two things. We could either consensus to between the 2 points. One point is that we have community involvement, the public information meeting of what we're looking at. I think a consensus is we're going to develop it. I don't think there's any plan to put a dog park, ballpark, diamond park or anything like that.
I think there's strong feelings both ways for that as well. Even if we were to go down that discussion, I think there's strong feelings each way.
Yeah.
So Just looking at the Homestead GIS maps, that the lots immediately across are just under 1 acre. I'm trying to find their frontage, but
What's on lot 7? What's that on lot 7?
that,
Lot 7, what is that?
That's where the
it's really,
tanks were at in the building.
Oh, the tank, the buildings were all on that side?
Those are all.
yeah, it was like the
Removed.
equipment shed and the tank shed, yeah.
Now, the other thing we should maybe consider talking, and maybe that was discussed before Majestic come in, is to have our city engineer look at our drain field. And maybe they've been involved with this plot of big pluses.
Well, he was
Foliage.
involved with this meeting,
Okay,
just so you
so
know.
he's
He
well
knows,
aware of what we're
yeah.
doing here. Wasn't aware of that.
The last email that I got from him stated that he wasn't sure that we could do anything with it, being that it's designated green space in the development from the River Park development. It is designated as green space. So
But he owns it now.
that he owns it, so I don't know how much that changes it. So he sent me an email after some of these discussions saying he's not sure.
Well, I don't think there's a question that it is developable.
Well, that because it was
It is.
designated green space, I don't know that we can profit from it. So that's the sticky part. So we'll have to get some clarification from him.
So why don't you let me I can contact him next week. And ask about that.
Right.
That's all right.
So I think there is some confusion on that as well. I know some of the property owners right there were told that land could never be developed.
Well, again, if they were told that because you didn't have city sewer and water, that's a true statement because you need the fill, but once things move on,
2015.
nothing's forever.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people in that neighborhood were told a lot of things that weren't true as well, so.
You know, as a realtor, you say, well, it won't be developed because it's a drain field. When someone said, what's that over there? Well, that's a drain field, never developed. Oh, okay, gotcha.
As far as drain fields being developed, Paul Meyer is developing those 2 lots that are on his drain field.
Yeah.
River Bend.
Yeah, it's absolutely physically developable. I don't know if
Because when the development was created, it was used as a green space. If that rule still applies
Yeah.
now that it's no longer owned for that or used for that
Correct.
purpose, if it's still gonna be considered, allowable, to build it, or do they still have to have a green space in that community?
correct. Yeah, so if it's
That's what
part
the
of
question
the
is.
river park, if the acreage of River Park and that is what was donated to the city as green space as to fulfill their obligation for the development, that's kind of where that is where the sticking point
The
is.
developer calls them outlots. Outlot A and B or whatever.
And I
Is what is currently on our GIS.
And I think that when Joe was looking at it, he was looking at the old contract with the developer and it was called green space. So we'll have to get
I
clarification.
got drawings too. I'll show you what I got.
That's fine. I'm just telling you what the email that I got from him.
It's a question for sure.
Let me ask.
That's a pretty key question. Yep.
Yes, yeah.
The big question is, can it be developed to start with?
I mean, I remember hearing somewhere that whether it's green space or not, the city has the availability to find equivalent acreage within the city that it could be considered green space and flip flop the designation and then it would be open. I don't think there's a way that it would keep it from happening. It just make it more complicated.
wouldn't the city be, because you look at like new development where the city requires X amount of green space for development, but they can offset that. Say, oh, we're not gonna do that, we're gonna build on it, but we're gonna put in X amount of dollars in lieu of the green space. I would assume the city could say, we're not gonna use it as a development and not need the green space anymore.
But how new is that in lieu of space will take cash? Cause I think that's fairly new.
Great question.
That's why Kane is busy on a lawnmower.
Yeah.
I think it's
Cause
just,
he's mowing a lot of green space.
to move on, I guess, just to come back and see before we talk anymore about it, just what is, and then.
Yeah, that has to be the first answer,
Right,
is to for sure know if we can move forward with it.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the meantime, should we gather some more information from Majestic and or any other potential builders or developers, or is that just one question? Then we'll just look at that next meeting.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to the taxpayers that we should try and look at more than just one.
Yes.
I'm sure
Right,
Majestic is
yeah.
good one. There's,
Majestic's wonderful. They have great houses. There's a couple of Majestic houses in the neighborhood.
Yeah, Carl, if you know some and obviously you're in that line of business.
Well, then Paul as well.
Paul Meyer.
Yeah.
You know, Bigelow tends to be on smaller homes. But Paul Meyer, there's,
Don Hurley with Castlewood is another good one. But just like anything else, never hurts to get a couple opinions
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, that'd be great.
well, I'll share with you what I have, and if there's other stuff you wanna look for yourself, I think would be better to get some direction. So we can, discuss this a little more earnest and,
Mhm. Yeah, and then we
March
need to
meeting.
decide when to bring in the surrounding residents, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be good. Well, if the land is sold, there would have to be a public hearing because it's public land, the city owns, selling it. But I don't know if we need a public hearing just to get their opinion on it.
I don't think we need a public hearing. I think that it would be reasonable to send out invitations to an EDA that we're gonna talk about it though.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure out the green space. Carl, if you don't mind just kind of floating the idea to different,
Okay.
see what they would say about it. That'd be great. Bring that to the next meeting. Hopefully we can build on it.
I have collected different comments, ideas, people have sent me, kids have sent me. Dog park, open space, whatever else. Share that with people.
Yeah, and I think anything that's gonna cost the city additional money to maintain that area is gonna be a hard thing to sell.
Yeah.
And if it does become a city park, then we gotta think about parking, added cars driving in the neighborhood.
Yep.
Whole host of kind of parks. We have River Park too, so
Sounds like we have plenty of
we're kind of
parks.
full right now, so. Other thoughts? Okay,
All right, we'll move on.
that's your database.
Yeah, just as information for the EDA, I started working with Mel, and we're gonna put together a business database on the city website. So when you come to the website, you'll see a visitor's icon, and you can see the variety of businesses that are within the city. It'll basically be the title, phone number, address, maybe a picture. We'll see how that goes. It'll kind of spice up the website a little bit. Kind of give Orinoco more of an independent feeling with all the businesses that are within. There's quite a few if you start looking at them within the community. So that's just information to you guys.
How's your business going?
What's that?
How's your business going?
Yeah, they're going pretty well. Went to Thompson Garage and yeah, they're going very well.
Or anything? Yay, nay, I don't think of this,
No, nothing negative.
nothing.
It's just been kind of hi, how you doing? And things are going well. So, yeah.
Maybe you're asking on the two new well, through in fire safety, and but the two
Yeah,
are up and running. I see they're working now with the flooring. There's some people working over there now, so.
yeah, I'll get in there probably in the summer.
Yeah. Okay, May meeting date?
Yeah, I will not be able to be at the Tuesday 26th date. I'll be absent that week. So there are a couple possibilities. I could have a sub. You know, I could have a seat colleague come in. Because I won't be there the whole week, so it's not like I can move it to Monday. And I don't know if you want to move it a week ahead, anything like that, but free to. So I am, just a heads up, I will be gone. A lot of people have brothers and sister-in-laws that live in Spain, I know, so you all know that, so that's why I'll be gone. That's sarcasm, please read it. So I'll be gone the 20th, which is Wednesday of the previous week. So yeah,
Through the 29th, 30th?
through the 31st, yeah, through that Sunday. So possibilities, like,
18th? No. That's,
I could have the meeting ready to go, and like I said, I could have everything ready, have the meeting without me. Just a heads up for month of May.
We need you here, Kurt.
You know,
We should change the date to make it fit for whatever works for you.
Travel meeting?
Zoom in from Spain. What would it be? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Sí, señor, it's the extent of my Spanish.
18th is a Monday.
18th is a Monday, I believe. I'd be able to make the 18th.
So you're leaving on the 20th?
Last Monday.
I am
What months are we looking at?
May.
May.
My daughter graduates from KU on the 16th, but I could make. How about this? Let's put May 18th. Is that okay for now?
I'll make a motion, we could, I'll just move it to May 18th and then.
The township.
Are we, yeah,
When the township planning and zoning has a meeting here at 6
Okay.
o'clock on May 18th.
the prior week at all?
Yeah. How about,
That'll give us anything that we need to get to council.
Township has a meeting here.
You just.
Maybe do the
maybe you have
14th,
Second week.
P and Z moves to the 7th.
Yeah, P and Z will be on the 7th, that.
so maybe May 14th,
Kennedy 14th.
tentative 14th.
If you do the 14th, if we do the 14th, then we just had a meeting in April, the last week of April, and you're meeting 2 weeks.
Fine.
Okay, well, I just saying that, then you're just meeting 2 weeks right after that, so.
We can move it back too. I mean,
Tentative for May, the
14th,
It's almost.
Thursday?
You make good points, 2 weeks, but
5:30.
just about 3 weeks.
We're still holding a meeting, so I guess that doesn't make any difference to me, I just wanted to make that.
Yeah. 14th tentative then.
Tentatively the 14th. Look, everybody's looking at their schedules. When we come back in, my God, is it March? When we come back at the end of March. If you have anything that, I'll put it back on the agenda again, if anything pops up. We can change again. I appreciate it.
Meeting in April 28th. In April.
I
Might be
appreciate,
better to, might
appreciate
be
that.
better to move it into June. That way we can get, because that's when the May items would have gone on to the June council stuff, right?
Yes.
Well, let's
I don't.
see how the April meeting goes,
Okay.
or the March meeting in April.
so agenda item for April to solidify May.
Yes.
It might be so far along.
Might be the next night.
Before
Might
you know
not,
it, we
it
talk
might not
in
even
June,
have
it
it
should be
maybe,
done in
there
May.
might be nothing there to.
So we can solidify that, but as of now, we'll put the 14th, and if something changes, like I said, I'll put on the agenda, let you know.
Okay,
Yeah, all right.
great, I'll buy safe routes.
Yeah, one of the work plan goals we had for 2025 was to connect basically City of Orinoco with the Douglas Trail. And those of you familiar with this, the map I put here, is it what, Wazawita Road? Is that how you pronounce?
Mhm.
Also Lake Shady. That red line there goes up to that roundabout. And once you get to the roundabout up there, it is a paved walking path from that point all the way to Douglas Trail. So for the city, what would be fantastic is if we had a biking/walking trail starting at the overpass down here at the bottom of the map. Because that pretty much connects both sides of the city. And it is paved right now. I was in contact with DNR. It took a long time for them to get back to me, and I called several times. And what was her name? Louise Thompson informing the DNR does not have the authority to participate as the authorizations outlined by the legislation identified in the master plan. And she sent me a copy of the master plan, which is 1980, and does not include Orinoco. So what we're looking at is the city itself kind of doing this ourselves. What I mean by that is, I'm not saying go out and repave a new sidewalk or anything, but I think starting with some small signs would be just beneficial. You know, I'm gonna go talk to
Well,
Payne.
There's a
Next
6 foot
week.
right of way on both sides of that road.
Okay,
It's not,
if we had just a small sign, like if you go to the park system, the trails throughout Rochester, they'll have signs, it'll say Foster Aaron 0.5 miles and has just an arrow. Something as simple as that would be a way to get us on track for this, for the future.
the city limit stops. You see the Wayzata Road,
Yeah.
about where the T and A in that word, that's where the city limits stop.
That's by 120th.
That's just
Right
below,
there.
Yeah,
just
that
to,
was Eda Road.
Okay,
South
so
of 120th.
if we had a sign, you know, I don't see, because it's already
In
paved, the
fact,
road's already
if you look
paved.
across the road, you see where it says Fifth Street Northwest,
Yeah,
there's a line, a property line,
oh, okay,
that's the city limits.
okay, yeah.
So if we just bring that across, that gets you pretty close to where the city limits are, the corner. I don't think it makes any difference in our decision making, but that's where the city limits goes into the township.
The Pine Island Township.
Yes.
Good. But I want to talk to Payne next week just to see his view of it at all.
Do you think we could do any striping or arrows, like the parallel signs you see painted for,
Yeah, that'd be something I could definitely
I'm
ask
not
him.
saying in the right way, but on the shoulder.
Yeah.
It's just a thought. And it could be on either side too. The 6 foot is on either side, I believe.
Okay.
I mean, realistically, I don't know that any kid is going to be riding that to the elementary school. From 5th grade and under.
I'm
Yeah, no,
I'm not sure kids, but I do know parents go up to Douglas Trail that way.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we were designated as a safe routes to school, right?
Yeah.
So even getting to the high school from that. That's
true.
a hike. I don't even know what the mileage on. Get over there.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was like, but I figured because when you go up to that road, they've already got it, a separate path there and there's access to it.
At the roundabout.
At the roundabout, it's just this little, I say little, but I'm not putting the asphalt down by any means.
Be great to connect and that be a connection to the trail for sure for recreation.
Yeah. Yeah, this wouldn't be safe routes to school.
Yeah.
That'd be something different, I'm sure.
Big stretch.
But like I said, I'll be talking to Payne about it to see what we can do if there's a possibility out there from the city's point of view. Because obviously the DNR has nothing to do with this. And that was part of our work plan for 2025.
Okay. And if there's signs, see what Kane says, and we can always touch base with the township about extending the signs. They should be willing to do that up to the roundabout or whatever.
Yeah, okay. And that's all I got. Next meeting is March 24th, 5:30. Goes well out, get that meeting for sure.
5:30 has worked out okay with everybody so far.
It's good.
Make a motion to adjourn.
No, second then.
They were say aye.
Aye.
6:22.
All right, thank you, everybody.